Well. I'm a little bit annoyed. Just a little bit annoyed. So you know what? Why don't we start this over again? Okay. All right. Just so we can remember exactly where we are, right? Yeah. I might have accidentally pressed the stop button. So yeah, that's what you call the struggle of the up and coming content creator opportunist, the CCO. Yeah, that's not a lot of fun, but let's hope that I don't have any more accidents. Anyhow, so let's see. One, oh, that looked weird. Yeah, what's that? That was all right. That's what that was. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So let's see how quickly we can get through 10 questions at a time. But while we're on the topic, yeah, when you get a chance, you can just scan that and I will tell you exactly how to find me as Boss One Teaching or Only One First Person Tutor or even at We Still Learn. Right? So, yeah. Anyway, just a bit of that. Yeah. Okay, so let's hope I stick to this. Let's hope I remember. Yeah. All right, so here comes the work. All right, so this number we will find prime factors for 63. We'll also find prime factors for 72. I don't know. What have I done? Yeah, all right. So let's put those numbers together, right? We over here have 9 times 7. Let's hope I have that, yeah. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 7, 9 times 8. So this is going to give us, so we'll have this. Right? Now, I think the best thing to do is to put all of this together in order. So we're going to have 3 2s, 4 3s, then 1 7. Okay, now we're going to have to take a guess and see what will give us the answer. Well, we can't use 63 and 72 because if you subtract 63 from 72, you're going to get 9, and that's not the middle term, right? So we can't really do that. So let me use this as my guess. Okay, so where are we now? We have 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, 9 times 9, that's 81. All right. So, okay, fine. Let's write the 81. Now, what is left is this here. 8 times 7. 8 times 7 is what? 56. So let's write 56 about here. Right? And we can also put an X beside it just to have fun. Now what happens if I add 56 to that there 25? Well, if I add 56 to this 25, well, let's just write it down here and see what happens. So 7 plus. Yeah. So with that in mind, I think we have safely found 2 of our figures. So we're going to replace the 25x with the 56x and the 81x. Right? Now I know there's a bit of confusion, so let me sort that out. Let me know if that makes a lot more sense. It should. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to replace plus 25x with the plus 81x and minus 56x. So we are replacing this 25x with this pair right here. Right? So hopefully those steps were easy to follow. Right? Hopefully. So now what we're going to do now is we're just going to group them as pairs of factors. So we're going to put down 2 brackets. Alright? Now, you find the HCF of 63 and 56. And that's not really too difficult. So our HCF is looking a lot like 7. So we're going to put 7 somewhere about here. Now imagine you divide 63, divide the 63 by 7, divide the 56 by 7. Of course, we could have used what we didn't circle, and those numbers would be the same. Okay, so what do we do now? Well, we could take this 81 right here and divide it by that 9. Right? 81 divided by 9 is going to be 9, and that result, but let's say it correctly. Plus 81x divided by 9 is plus 9x. So when you get that answer, that plus 9x will come here in red. Alright, so let me know if that makes sense. Let me know if that makes sense. Because what we're going to do now, multiply this 9x by this 9. This 9x by this 9 gives you the 81x. And the plus 9x times negative 8x gives you that up there. So if that is true, then we can take this and just copy it right there. Okay. So now we have team red and team blue. So let me just put down 2 brackets again. So how about red? Let's put red on the left and the blue on the right. Yeah? So I can even write it, right? So you know, let's write it. Whatever, and you see, this is why I like color coding, yeah? Whatever is in red, you put in here, right? And whatever is in blue, you put in here. Yeah? So let's fast forward. So we'll have the red looking like this. And yeah, I think now we're actually about, yeah, that's kind of neat. So the only thing we'd have left to do is if it was equal to 0, we would have to say that when this is equal to 0, it would be, you could just flip it around and just say 9x plus 7 equals 0, right? I mean, you could say something like this, and then of course you minus 7 from both sides. And then that would result in minus 7 divided by 9. So you divide 9 by both sides. Now, I'm going to explain what happens on the right, but you add 8x to both sides. 9 is equal to 8x. Then you divide both sides by 8 to end up with that right there, what you see on the right. Yeah. Alright, so I don't feel too bad about that. Let's try and go on to the rest of them. I go speed up the process though. So I go pick up the pace so that we have, so seeing that we have 9 of them to do, yeah, let me pick up the pace on the rest of them from this point on. Alright, so let's see if we can conquer this here. We're trying to find the replacement for 19x. A positive 19x means that the number that we need, the larger of the two, needs to be positive, right? So that means if we have something like a plus 35, we'd need a minus 16 in order to get a positive 19. You know, just by example, right? But anyway, we are going to find the prime numbers for 42 and the prime numbers for 35. So let's get that sorted. Now take really? Sorry about that, hold on. I was about to say, have a look at this, right? Obviously, I mean, you try to get the most problematic thing out of your face, right? So what I would do is I would try to get rid of this. Yeah? And that look like 49. So this needs to be the bigger number. Right? And then what we get over here? 2 times 3 times 5. 5 times 2, 10 times 3. That look like 30. So this have to be. Right. And then know what we're going to do. Let's put an X here. And an X right there. Don't it? Yeah, man. So we're going to replace plus 19x with that what we have right there. Alright, so let me know if this makes sense. We're going to go ahead and factorize these things now, or find the HCF. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do some micro steps. So anything that you see me just telling you, I will explain those smaller steps in a separate video. That way we have an understanding as to why I got the HCF as quickly as I did. So the HCF of 30 and 42 is going to be 6. Right? 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 7. Yeah. The 2, 3, 2, 3 in both lines. Yeah. Alright, now we're going to divide 42 by 6 and 30 by 6. So we'll have 7 minus 5x. Alright, so we're going to be dividing this here, 49, the plus 49x. We're going to divide it by this 7 right here. Alternatively, what you could do, divide this minus 35x squared by this minus 5x. You still go get the same answer. Yeah? Okay, so again, multiply this by this to get that. Multiply this by this to get that. And therefore, we can copy this over here. Alright, ultimately we know what comes next. 2 pairs of brackets. And now, blue on the right, red on the left. Blue on the right, and red on the left. So now, here comes the question now. Does all of this actually work? 6 times 7, 42, 6 times minus 5x, minus 30x, 6 times, no sorry, we're done with that, plus 7x times 7, plus 49x, and plus 7x times minus 5x. There we go. Yeah. So, yeah. Alright, so, same thing as before, right? We're going to find the, well, let me just draw them. Yeah, I feel like this one is going to be tremendously easy. It feels that way. But let's see. Let us see. Yeah, I feel like I need to do a lot of micro exercises. You know, maybe I need to dedicate a video as to how to, you know, find the prime factors of this A, or this C rather. So this is a C, this is a ax squared, a negative ax squared, right? Because of course, this here, this is a 32 portion, and this over here is a 49 portion, right? Because sometimes when you see it put together, you're not really able to see how it forms the different numbers. But yeah, but you know, with enough practice, we'll figure it out. All right. So what are we going to do here? Because 49 and 32 does not give us 28. I think I see it. Because look at this. We have a 2 by 2 by 7, which gives us 28. But we also have another 2 by 2 by 7. But 28 and 28, if you were to plus or minus that, you will get 0. But